So, you guys, I do want to take a quick pause here because I am finding that there was a assassination attempt on President Trump. He was evacuated after security incident at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The Secret Service and other authorities swarmed the banquet hall as guests ducked under tables by the hundreds. Out of the way, sir! Somebody yelled. President Donald Trump and other top leaders of the United States were evacuated from the annual dinner of the White House Correspondents on Saturday night after an unspecified threat. They did not immediately appear to be any injuries. Both Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance were uninjured. The Secret Service and other authorities swarmed the banquet hall as guests ducked under tables by the hundreds. Out of the way, sir, others yelled to duck. People on the scene reported they were loud sounds in the area, which prompted the response. Attendees are still in the ballroom where the dinner was being held. This is a breaking news alert, and this story will be updated as we learn more. Crazy, you guys. So we have breaking news right now that there was an assassination attempt on Trump. And in fact, I tried to look it up on YouTube, and it's so breaking that there wasn't even anything on YouTube yet. Literally looking it up right now, and the only things that I can find on it is one live stream. Oh, there we go. Are you guys more interested in learning about the assassination attempt on Trump or the Mr. Beast thing? Sometimes when we have breaking news things, we switch tracks. Hold on, let's do a poll real quick. All right, you guys let me know which you would rather look into right now. If you want to stay on I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat saying Trump. So I feel like maybe we should go and actually check that out. Oh, there's somebody live streaming from this shit right now. It looks like. All right. Yeah, people are still trying to kill Trump. I see why somebody asked if I tried to kill Trump now, because somebody just tried to kill Trump. Okay. It seems like most of us want to know what's going on with the breaking news. You guys know that I'm always down to switch tracks if we get something that's weird and breaking. So let's get over here and boom. There really doesn't seem to be any volume. And we can't rewind any. So what is this like? I thought they evacuated everybody. Huh. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I'm going to change the name on this. Otherwise, people will say that I am clickbaiting. I'm sure that we're minutes away from getting actual news on this. Oh, damn, this is real. This is really real. Huh. Give me half a second here, you guys. Oh, shit. There you go. Oh, they're rushing his ass off. Oh, damn. Bro, look at those Secret Service dudes with their guns, bro. Just like, nope. Holy shit. Inside the White House, you guys. Inside the White House. That's nuts. Spet says it's true. Trump was evacuated from the press correspondence dinner. Yep. Yep. He also said Mr. Beast is definitely a 21st century robber baron. What's next? Child labor and real life battle royale? Probably. Shinobi said, glad to catch you live again, JD. I just want to let you know that I'm still clean from pornography, but I'm still fighting the urge over 10 years of addiction. Booze never hurt me this bad. I get it, man. It's always something different that hits us, bro. What the F? Yeah, this is absolutely nuts. Sped said, this is a false flag operation for real. How could someone get that close to a high security event? I'm very skeptical of this. Plus, we just refused an Iran peace talk. Be aware, people. Now, wouldn't it be interesting if they came out and said that this was Iran? I could absolutely see them doing that. I could absolutely see them coming out saying this was Iran, but I don't think that they're going to get enough public support from something like this. I think for them to get enough public support with everybody who's upset about this war to justify either boots on the ground or nuking them or, you know, doing full Israel tactics like Israel likes to do, the shit that clearly they want to do. I think to get that type of support, there would have to be mass casualties of American people. And I think that they would know that. You would think that they would know that. Do you guys think that they would false flag something where it's just the president? I don't think that the president is liked enough at this point that people that they would actually think this would be effective, but who knows? Let me ask in a poll here. Totally not a fake assassination attempt, false flag that'll get blamed on Iran. Definitely got the gun through 7 layers of security. Ladies and gentlemen, Valhalla VFT is in the chat. Valhalla is here letting us know this is on some absolute bullshit. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, I almost got to go to the White House. My beautiful wife was actually speaking there once, and they wouldn't let me through because I have a felony record, right? Because I was still on probation. But so I haven't seen, the layers of security, but Valhalla here has, and he's very plugged in. He's calling absolute cap on this. But Nate, let me ask you this. Do you think that that's enough? Do you think that people would care? Do you think they're really delusional enough to think that the people of this country care enough about the president and the vice president and what happens to them? Don't you think they would need a mass casualty event for something to be an effective false flag at this point? I mean, that's just what I would assume. But also, these people are delusional, and they definitely think that they're more important than they really are. He done POTUS v. POTUS security. Literally 0% chance. Okay. So it's definitely bullshit. Hold on. I've done. Oh, you've done POTUS security. Okay, so you've done POTUS security. You know that there's 0% chance that this is something that could actually happen. In the White House, is this the first time that they've used the ballroom? Alex, 100%. VFT 100% would know. Is this the first time they've used the ballroom and it turns into this type of an event? That would be crazy if this was their grand fucking opening debut of this ball. It's at a hotel? I thought it said it was at the White House, didn't it? Okay, it said that it was of the White House. It didn't say it was at the White House. That was my bad, you guys. I appreciate you guys correcting me. Thank you so much. Sometimes I do be wrong. I misread that. JD the Buckeye said, man, this is some bullshit. Some old bullshit. Is this the White House Correspondents' Dinner? Tell me this isn't the White House. Is this the one that was sponsored by fucking Grindr? Is this the White House dinner that was sponsored by fucking Grindr? Nate, are you still here, bro? Oh, what's up, Vegas? How you doing, big dog? Washington Hilton White House, the House Correspondents' Dinner. Cool, man. Okay, thank you. Thank you guys for getting me back on track. I appreciate y'all. Fuzzy Balls said, unconfirmed reports, Laura Loomer seen cackling inside pentagram with candles all around as she plots the end of us all. Oh, dude, that is definitely some shit Uncle Larry would be doing, man. 100%. Trump rushed to McDonald's. Holy fuck, you guys. So look, it is, JD the Buckeye, it is. Dude, Nate, this is fucking wild, bro. This is actually at the Grindr sponsored. You guys know what Grindr is? Jasmine knows what Grindr is. Jasmine knows. What's up, sis? Okay, so look, yes, Grindr did sponsor a White House event, Kiwi. So Grindr is you know what Tinder is? It's like a GPS-based hookup app you can put on your phone, and it'll tell you, oh, hold on. Yeah, Grindr is hosting the after party. Yes. Okay, so Grinder is like Tinder, but it's for gay people. So what it is like you go on your phone, it'll just show you people's pictures. You just like put your picture on there, and people swipe. It's either up and down or left and right. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but it tells you how many horny people are in the area, and you can like look at their profile picture they upload, and you just slide. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And if you match with people that are horny in your area, that means that you can like meet up with them and you could do, butt stuff or whatever type of stuff you're into. You know what I'm saying? So they're actually sponsoring and hosting an after party for this event right here. And this is how it turned out. Nate, do you want to come on, bro? Nate, hit me up if you want to come on and talk about this, bro. We'd love to have you. Oh, you've already met. Oh, he's already messaged me. Oh, look, a fake assassination attempt at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Bro, if you want to come on, just text me and I'll send you a link, bro. Like, even if you just want to come on from your phone and you're not by your studio, if you just want to jump on for 5 minutes or something and talk about this, that would be super sick, dog. Bobby said, this is some Clint Eastwood Line of Fire bullshit right now. How does a weapon get that deep? Well, I think, it'd be cool if Nate came on and could explain to us what type of security is actually involved in this. You know what I'm saying? I'd be really interested to see. Nate says Grindr is hosting the after party, not the dinner. But yeah. Okay, cool. Wife's birthday. Okay, cool, man. I got you. Hey, big love and respect and happy birthday to the wife, bro. Malone said, JD, look up the arrest of Joshua Williams. Is that, hold on. Arrest of Joshua Williams. Bro, there's like 6 different Joshua Williams arrests in 2026, my man. You're going to have to be more specific because there's like 6 of them, bro. It's a common name. Irish Bomb Squad said, at JD the Bot Guy, big love and respect, family. Hell yeah. That's what we like to see. Man, this is wild, bro. You know my dumb ass, bro. If I was there, I'd be getting selfies with the Secret Service in the background, like holding guns and shit. I'd be like, this shit is sick. Is it Grindr for like Yes, Fred Marines. Good to see you, buddy. How you doing? Yes, that is exactly what it is, man. That is exactly what it is. That white kid said, yes, it is. It is for the, it's for the gays. I think it's for all of the LGBTQ. I don't know. I've never been on there. So like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't know who all's on there. I don't know if it includes furries. I'm just not sure. I've never been on. Texas T said, 7 layers of security can be cracked. Mind you, the same staff can't figure out who brought the coke into the West Wing. I'm betting it's an inside group job. It takes a small group to get one weapon in, knowing weeks in advance. See, but here's the thing. Here's what's going to determine it for me is like, what exactly did they get in, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, did they get in a gun? Was it a 3D printed gun? Was it a gun that would set off a metal detector? What exactly was it? Flare side, conspiracy alert. Mr. Beast set this up to trigger JD's ADHD to distract him from talking. Love you, brother, and please pray for me, my mother-in-law, who has decided to stop chemo. Yo, you and your mother-in-law and your family will definitely be in our prayers. Huge love and respect to you, homie. You can hold hands with other horny people in your area. Yeah, dude. It's just like a hand-holding thing, bro. It's just, a little bit of hand-to-penis resuscitation type shit. Spet said, Trump let Grindr host this event. Bro's definitely been on the island for real. Texas T said, They can if they work in security that is sympathetic with them. And, you know, it could be that deep, but like with 7 layers of security, I'm really interested to figure out exactly what's going on. And, yo, we got Climactics TV here. What is up, fam? It was out in the hallway, I heard. Well, it sounds like it didn't make it to the ballroom. So, you know, at least we know that much. Tyler Wilson, what is up, my brother? What the fuck is real anymore, man? Here's the thing, is we've been lied to by our government for so long about so many different things that, like, I just don't trust anything anymore, bro. I assume fucking everything is cap at this point. Like, I assume, I call cap on everything. Joe Haas, I don't know if this could be a false flag. We should ask our best and longest ally. I mean, they know we need to stay in the war. My guy, absolutely. There's only so much that I can say on YouTube about that, because it turns out that YouTube is owned by Google, who is owned by Alphabet, who is owned by our greatest ally. You know what I'm saying? So I have to only say certain things. Mike said Nate is a Fed. Nate's a lot closer to a Fed. I mean, if you asked him, he says right here, of course I'm a Fed. I literally worked for the federal government. Yeah, so there you go. I can tell you right now, I don't think he's like an active federal agent, if that's what you're insinuating. Cyber, what's up? How you doing? Let's see. Don't disrespect the guest. Facts. Charles, what's up, man? How you doing? I think the shooting is at the same Hilton Regent was shot in front of in 1981. Oh, that would be an interesting thing. That would be an interesting little catch. Orlando, what's up? Grinder and green mayo sandwiches. Damn it, bro. I'm never going to live that down. Never going to live that down. It's funny that Queen Azuli thought they could, like, punk me out by bringing up the green mayonnaise. Like, oh, look, there you go. Oh, yeah, immediately grabbed him. So this is just a loop right here. It's funny he thought he could use that to punk me out. Like, bitch, I'm the one who told everybody about that. That wasn't something that got exposed. I expose everything about myself, bro. I use it for content because I think it's fucking hilarious. Because I'm not a bitch and I can laugh at myself. Because I can be the first to admit that, yeah, like, for 20 years, I was extremely retarded. And now I do my best just to be mildly retarded. You know what I'm saying? Spet said, you should look up the high-speed pursuit of an old man on a lawnmower. Funniest dash cam footage ever. Dude. Tell me that was Florida. I'm just going to assume that was Florida, man. That just sounds like some Florida right there. Azamindo, makes sense on why Beast is big. Thank you for your service. Appreciate you, bro. One thing we know, Vegas. One thing we know for sure, it wasn't Wes Watson. No, that dude is, he's a little predisposed at the moment, bro. He's washing about 30 other dudes' underwear in his sink before he makes them some fucking some spread for the night. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Lynn, nothing like a fake attempt to keep us off the pedophiles. Bro, the distractions, bro. The distractions. Anthony, what's up, bro? Hi, JD. Curious, do you think video games today suck? Example, I've been seeing these new Call of Duty games coming out, and there's a lot of LGBTQ woke stuff in them. Not trying to sound like a Trump lover. Listen, I haven't played a video game in way longer than I want to admit, because, like, here's the thing. Like, I own a PS5. I own the Switch. I own the Switch 2. You know what I'm saying? Donut Operator bought me a Steam Deck, and, like, I just don't have time to play. So I'm not the best person to answer you on that. You know what I'm saying? But the last games that I really, really enjoyed was the Last of Us games. And, you know, I know that there were characters in there that were gay. That doesn't bother me. I don't like hate gay people or anything, and I don't care if they're in a storyline. Just don't make it. There could be gay people in it, but don't make it gay, bro. Don't make it retarded. Don't, like, stretch it to where it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do it in a way where it's just part of the deal, because, like, honestly, gay people have existed forever. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking hate gay people, but, like, at the same point in time, don't, like, make it fucking weird, bro. Like, it's a thing. Texas T, how to get a weapon into an event. Look up on Reddit. I'm not looking that up on Reddit. I'm not looking that, homie, that it's a trap. Freeze the weapon, zip lock it in place in water, freeze again, zip lock it, plant it at the event weeks before, and it'll bypass security sweeps in locations hard to reach spot. That's crazy. That's Texas T. They're just talking about that shit on Reddit. Dude, I feel like I need to stay off Reddit 100%. I know I'm already on the Fed's radar. I have been for years. Once you get busted by the Secret Service for some shit, I feel like you just never get off their radar. Fuzzy Balls said, unconfirmed reports, Lindsey Graham is the guest of honor at the after party. Oh, yeah, no, that's absolutely confirmed. He's going to be there with his little dick-shaped toy he bought at Disney World when he was wandering around with his mouth open, just, kids. Climactics. It's like the Truman Show now. You don't know what the fuck is real and what is part of the show. God bless you, bro. I 100% agree, dog. But I haven't believed shit in a long time. Now we're actually just getting to the point where we're actually getting confirmations on a lot of the shit that people thought that I was crazy for believing. So I'm kind of like vindicated, but at the same time, I don't really want to fucking be vindicated on some of this shit. JD the Buckeye, thank you so much, brother. At least 4 shots fired, but no telling how many of those were the subject and how many were the Secret Service. So do we know if the dude has been neutralized? Is the dude dead? That would be interesting to know. Spet said, JD, can I get a prayer for me? I finally got a lawyer to help remove my physically abusive godparents who are stealing from me. Hopefully I can save my grandpa's home from being sold for me. Absolutely, man. You will absolutely be in our prayers, bro. Big love and respect to you, man. I'm sorry that you're going through that. Good job getting a lawyer. Dominic said, with your experience in the armed forces, how would you handle this situation? The first thing I would do is I would call Ben Azouli and I would say, hey, I know you worked in counterterrorism for 10 years. And I know that you are the most dangerous man from Israel. We need you here immediately. And he would fly there, bro. Because since he has a Superman tattoo, he would just fly in and he would like Homelander laser eye everybody. And then he would tell like 50 podcasts about it. That's what I would do. RJ Phoenix. Is it just me or did the music in the ballroom perfectly synced with the Secret Service coming out? I mean, I can't really hear the music too well, but I wouldn't be totally shocked by that. That wouldn't shock me. Spet said, they sold my 1954 VW and are forcing me out of my grandparents' house I inherited. They owe me $25,000 from the VW. That's crazy, dude. I'm so sorry about that. That's crazy. Now this right here, Shinobi Raptor said, The Last of Us games are good. I couldn't stand the show. 100%. Loved the games. Hate the fucking show. And I liked both the games. Like my son Graves, he loved the first game. And as soon as he found out they killed Joel, he was done. He was like, fuck this game forever. He hates Abby with a passion. If you even bring the game up, he'll lose his whole mind, bro. He goes on, if you want to piss my kid off in 35 seconds, ask Graves what he thinks about Abby from The Last of Us. Ask him what he thinks about the show. He fucking hates it, bro. Nathan said, hey, JD, I didn't see anything that was alarming as the Secret Service acted. Did you? It seems like someone hit their knee on a table. So apparently there was 4 shots in the hallway outside of the ballroom, and they just had to get the president and the vice president out of there. I mean, it's crazy that they even made it that far, to be honest with you. John Holvey, I've decided to go back to Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, and PS1, and to gaming now. With the daughter coming on the way, there's zero chance she will ever be a part of Chomo Block's generation of gaming. Dude, 1,000%. Hell yeah. That is what's up. Yeah, dude, like, that has got to be one of the worst things to happen to this generation of kids. The whole Roblox thing, man, it's absolutely insane. I want to get Schlepp back on. When this whole thing broke, my homie Schlepp came on with Ruben, and we did a live about it, and it was super cool, super good dudes. But he's been just consistently since then busting people on Roblox over and over and over again. And Roblox is big mad. Every time he busts a pedophile on their platform and removes somebody who could be a danger to kids, they get mad at him, which is insane. Panda Mike said, I could use a quick update. I'm late to the party. Also, The Last of Us Part 2 was an awesome game, and the gay stuff is overblown by haters. I love the story alone regardless. And I didn't, at least in the game, I had zero problem with it. It integrated perfectly. There should be, gay characters shouldn't be an absolute deal breaker as long as you don't make it fucking weird. I didn't really like the show as much. I think that the chick that they picked is flat-faced as fuck, and I just wasn't with it. And the dude they picked, what's his name? Pedro Pascal. Like, bro, nah. So the update, Panda Mike, is that there was a White House Correspondents Association event, and the president and the vice president were there, and it was at Hilton, and there were shots fired in the hallway right outside. So they would have had to have gotten through like 7 layers of security with whatever they used, whatever firearm they used, and they had to evacuate the president and vice president. Marco said, BS Mossad false flag. Trev said they will do anything to cover up these pedos. I mean, bro. Also, you know what I'm saying? Like, to just justify what they're probably planning as their next steps with Iran and Lebanon. I don't know if you guys know this, but like, Israel is just killing the fuck out of people in Lebanon and taking their land. Men, women, children, babies, pregnant women. And Lebanon is a predominantly Christian nation over there. Like, Lebanon is the most Christian nation in the Middle East, and they're just murking them, bro. Spet said, I will bet you that he had a 9mm high point. Typical POS boomstick, for real. Dude, so, like, we've been making fun of high points since I was, like, an early blooming tweaker, bro, because all the tweakers seem to have fucking high points, bro. And it was just, they were so corny, bro, because, like, half the time they jam up and shit. I don't know if they've gotten any better since then. Anthony also said, curious, I saw a couple of Beyond Scared Straight clips. What do you think about the program as a former convict? I have a feeling the types of inmates they let yell at the kids wouldn't talk like that to a real convict. What you said right there. Exactly what you said right there. I also don't think that it does any good for the kids. I don't think that, like, you're going to scare kids straight. I don't think you're going to traumatize kids into better behavior. I just don't think that's how it works. I'm not a psychiatrist. Jax is. Jax?
I'm not a psychiatrist.
Speak up.
You're ridiculous.
Bro, is this the real say? Dog, is this the real say? What is up, homeboy? Trump found out McDonald's wasn't on the menu and said, fuck this, fake a shooting and let's dip. Big love and respect to you, homie. Big love. Thank you so much for swinging through. Yo, if you haven't checked homie's music out, you absolutely need to. You absolutely need to. Dude is straight fucking fire. God bless you, brother. Absolutely, God bless you. Let's see. I am so far behind in the comments. High Points be jamming the hell up. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I know back in the day, they would jam like a mug, bro. That's why I had a Springfield Armory subcompact 9mm that I absolutely loved, bro. And I know it's a 9mm and everything, but, like, listen, I was already a felon, and I wasn't supposed to be having no firearms. So having something compact that wasn't going to jam up versus all these, like, wiggers that had high points, it helped. It absolutely helped. You know what I'm saying? Does Jax do telehealth? She does not. She's not an actual psychiatrist, bro.
Psychiatrist. No, I am not a psychiatrist. I'm a peer support specialist.
She is. So I'm a peer support specialist that specializes in recovery. She is a peer support specialist who specializes in mental health, and she has a couple of other designations. But yeah, oh, it was definitely it was definitely a P230. It just like randomly went off in dude's pocket. Dude didn't even mean to do it, bro. It just started going off in his pocket. So yeah. Damn it, get the woman a mic. I need to get the woman a mic. I really do. They caught the gunman. Did they catch him alive? Who wants to bet that they blame this on Iran? Let's do a poll. We're going to run a poll real quick. I'm going to tell you right now, if they try to blame this on Iran, I call fucking straight cap, bro. I call straight cap. Adventures with Maxwell. It's so good to see you. Hey, brother. Been a bit. I'm still hanging in there. Hope all is good with you and Jax. Everything's great with us. We're hanging out. I've got Jax right off stream over here, just kicking it. A trans-Iranian. Is that a new pic of Maxwell? What a beautiful picture. We love you. Thank you so much for being here. Better put Israel on that poll. Well, they wouldn't blame it on Israel. I mean, you know, if it was Israel, they would just cover that up, bro. They would 100% cover that up. Do we know about motive or who the shooter was? Well, it seems Justin Loves Himself said they killed him. So, I mean, and that would make sense to me. I mean, if somebody was that close to the president and the vice president with a gun, absolutely would just boom, boom, boom. Texas T said Instagram has updated videos. One shooter, he's down. People on the ground are doing videos. It's not Iran. It was domestic. Okay. You know, I would find that more believable than if they were trying to blame it on Iran. Beer Gut Garage. Fuck all young people likers. Let me guess. YouTube wouldn't let you say fuck all pedophiles. They probably wouldn't let you say fuck all chomos. Totally understand, bro. Yo, hold on, you guys. Potato Operator, what is up? Love you, JD. As soon as I heard about this news, I rushed to your channel. Thank you so much. Love you, too. Thank you for being here. You guys, we got Tommy boy up in the chat. What up, JD? God bless, bro. God bless you, too, homie. Appreciate you being here. Climactics TV said maybe it was the Portland Frog. I would believe that. I'll bet you that frog could keister a lot. Climactic said, did you hear Travis Jurr made bail today? That's crazy as hell to me that he could make bail. Just an ordinary Democrat. Yeah, so Travis Jurr is a dude who has been threatening women and children, getting violent and aggressive. Do you know, Climactics, if any part of his agreement to make bail was that he be on a GPS bracelet? Do they have him on an ankle bracelet so they know where that weirdo's at? I hope they do. Tommy said, what up, JD? I love you, brother. This shit is crazy, right? Yeah, this shit's absolutely insane. And in fact, I hope you're doing good up there in Portland, brother. I know it's crazy up there. Project Monarch agent did it. What is Project Monarch? Hold on, you guys. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to find another video that can give us more details. That's from years ago.
Dinner, and then the freaking boss president's gonna be like,
with some shortfalls. But you know, anyone have a little brain.
we'll go now to Fox News to report on what just occurred.
Okay. And you can see this is the moment that it happened. The Secret Service rushes the president and Vance off stage. How awkward would it be to be sitting there up on a stage eating, dog? I don't like to eat in front of anybody. My wife is the only person I'm comfortable eating in front of.
The president up on the
and that's just because I already tricked her into marrying me, so it's like it's too late, bro. Like she's not gonna be like, oh, he eats weird, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? But here, let's get a little more context into what's happening.
We'll go now to Fox News to report on what just occurred.
All assembled for this dinner. The president up on the dais along with the press secretary, the first lady, a number of other dignitaries, and of course, literally every member of the cabinet inside the room, a lot of them sitting with us here at Fox. All we heard was the sudden rushing and commotion, and the Secret Service and all of the various agencies that protect people like Speaker Mike Johnson, who was here, came rushing into the room. People were told to get down. They started taking the protectees out. The president was whisked out of here in a heartbeat, along with everybody else who was on the head table up on the dais. It doesn't appear that anything happened inside the room. I'm hearing reports from inside the room here that if there were shots fired, it was outside of the room. But out of an abundance of caution, obviously, because you don't know if it's a single person or if there may be others attached to whatever happened, that they got everybody out of here. I've been to so many of these Correspondents Association dinners. Nothing even remotely like this has ever happened. But the fact that this is President Trump's first time being at this dinner, the controversy, obviously, that a lot of people on the left see about the Iran war and various other things that this administration has pursued. I mean, it's obviously not outside of the realm of possibility. If something like this would happen, and certainly Erica Kirk's just being taken out right beside me. You can imagine the trauma that she's experiencing right now after what happened in Utah last year. So, I mean, a lot of people very upset. I think the dinner, for all intents and purposes, is over at this point. But we're just trying to figure out what's going to happen from here on.
Right. Now, John, are you in the room and were you able to hear any of the shots?
No, nobody. We're at tables that are up close to the very front of this room. We didn't hear any noise at all. The only indication we had that something was amiss is when the Secret Service, Capitol Police came rushing into the room to get the protectees, and the president was quickly whisked off of the stage. The counter-assault team from the Secret Service came out with their weapons ready to fire if necessary in case the threat actually entered the room. And I'm being told by my wife sitting beside me that the event is officially over. It's just going to take some time to clear the room, which is really a shame because everybody had very much looked forward to hearing from the president tonight, this being the first White House Correspondents Association dinner that he had attended.
Exactly. Very shocking information. Do we know if any? I know you don't know a lot of information. You're inside the room, but is there any word on anybody injured? We know one person is arrested. Like you said, the Secret Service was able to apparently detain the shooter.
Okay, so the shooter wasn't killed. The shooter was detained. Okay. A lot of the time, the information that we get immediately when something like this happens, you know, there can be some variance in the information as the story unfolds. I remember we were doing a live when the Charlie Kirk thing happened, and we sat here and we learned in real time what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And this seems a lot like that. Somebody brought up an interesting point. How many of the people there have been to Epstein Island? I don't know. I would say more than a few. Tyler said, I'm so sorry to everyone reading this, but you've lost the game. That's low. That's dirty, sir. And I like the way you play. But it's crazy. I just want to bring up to you guys, like, how many attempts on Trump's life have we seen so far? I don't believe in U.S. history that we've ever had a president that's had this many attempts on his life. Has there ever been a president that had this many attempts on their life as Trump has? Like, historically, I'm just wondering. Gerald Ford survived 2 assassination attempts. Andrew Jackson faced multiple. Theodore Roosevelt survived a shooting. Ronald Reagan was shot and seriously wounded. But like, look, so we've got the Butler, Pennsylvania. We've got the weirdo at the golf course. And now we've got this. Three seems like kind of a record, I would think. Skellington just showed up. What happened? So it looks like somebody tried to get a gun into an event that Trump and JD Vance were at, and some shots were fired in a hallway, and they have detained the shooter. Project Monarch is a legacy program for MK Ultra. How do you know that and I don't know that? Are you a Fed, bro? It's okay to tell us if you're a Fed, but thank you for putting me on that. I bet Eric Swallowwell was a part of it. I can't ever call him his real name. He swallows well for now on, bro. Secret Service should be focused on counterfeiting. Bro, that's what they got me for. That's why they showed up at my hotel. Beer Gut Garage. Much love, JD. You understood, bro. Keep being you. We appreciate you. Big love and respect to you, homie. Thank you so much. Lord Griffin, suspect is Cole Thomas Allen from Torrance, California. Is that confirmed? Hold on. Cole Thomas Allen. Bro, I hate you right now. The only thing that I see about that is Cole meets with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. I'm not seeing anything about them having identified the shooter yet. Panda Mike said, bro, I need you to convince HLC to start doing music again. I want to see a music channel on Pepperbox, and I know you would be into it. Oh, I would be so into it, man. I would be so into it. I was just talking to, I don't know if you guys know who Pork Chop is. Pork Chop is the drummer for Jelly Roll. He called me today about a new band that he's doing right now. And me and him we're talking about drums a little bit because I play drums too. I would love to get back into music, bro. Like, I know a lot of people that are big in music. And if we had a Pepperbox music channel, I think that would be absolutely sick. What did Mr. Beast do? Panda Mike, we were getting into that and we were exploring that. And then this came up and we did a vote so that we decided to jump. And I believe that, yes, I believe Erica Kirk, I believe they said she was there. So, that had to be crazy on her after, what happened. Texas T said, FBI formally confirmed that the suspect in the shooting was in custody. The statement said that the National Capital Response Squad of the Bureau of Washington Field Office had responded to the Hilton shooter, wounded but alive. Okay, cool. I'm glad that now we can at least, interrogate him. I wish they would go back to old school interrogations. Am I the only one that's tired of all the fucking around, man? Like, I would like to see some old school interrogate, like bamboo shoots up underneath the thumbnails. You know what I'm saying? Gardening shears, cutting off some pinkies and shit like that. I think that when people do really wild shit, that we worry too much about their human rights. And I think this goes with pedophiles. I think this goes with, you know what I'm saying? People that do shit like this, like, we should be able to get to the bottom of it. And if that means like bottoming you out with a piece of splintered balsa wood up your old prostate hole, I think we should be able to do it, bro. As for the gun shooting after, yes, it fired. Okay. So, it could have been the P230 or 320, or it could have been a high point. Dominar said, I have a Colt 45 Mark V version, 70 nickel plated, using 240 grain hollow point projectiles. Go ahead and tread on me. Tread on them. Try it, dog. I wouldn't fuck with you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Vegas said, who sponsored the metal detector company? I'm guessing Lame's Squatter did. Oh shit, bro. Bro, that dude is getting roasted so hard and is the most deserved fucking blazing all across the fucking internet that I have seen in so long. That dude is such an absolute fucking leech, bro. That dude is such a fucking power lame. And I couldn't understand why there were people that were like glazing him at first. And I never got it. Like, dude, he's like 5'2". His raps are fucking straight booty. He's the type of dude, anybody who's really been to prison knows that he's the type of dude who like gave up ass for fucking shit off other people's trays. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes would eat their tray and have leftovers they were going to throw in the trash. And he'd be like, I'll give you booty for it. And they'd be like, you really don't have to. And he'd be like, no, let me give you booty for it type shit, bro. He's a weirdo. Total J-Cat, bro. Frickdom said, I can believe Mr. Beast would do this. I'm kidding. Much love, JD and Tribe. Love you, Frickdom. Glad to see you here, homie. I kind of want to get into the rest of what they were saying and then see what else we have. John Halvey said, we still have zero knowledge about the Butler shooting. Only that guy was in a BlackRock commercial. Wild, right? Wild that dude was in a fucking BlackRock commercial. And that we have, like, it's like they just completely stopped giving us any information about that whole shit, which is super weird for an assassination attempt. Any other time there's been an assassination attempt, we've gotten like straight up like history on them.
This is something for us not in D.C. who have never been to a White House Correspondents' Dinner. Give us the layout, the location, and how this was even able to happen, John.
Well, it's first of all, the Correspondents' Dinner takes place in a huge ballroom here in the Washington Hilton, which, of course, is famous from back in the 1980s. This is where Ronald Reagan was shot after attending an event here.
Dog, stop. It's the same place that Reagan was shot? Holy shit. And Texas T said the gunman was stopped in the lobby, one door from the dinner room. I'm betting it was hotel staff or catering staff. That it had to be somebody who had staff access. That's the only way this could have worked, is if it was somebody who had staff access, right? Like, if this is a legit shooting, it had to be staff access. Andrew said, I'd like to do a PSA. Truck drivers can see what you're doing in your car, and I would like the men to wait until you get home to do that. Dude, are you telling me that you're driving around, looking around, and there are dudes fucking gooning? Please tell me you're saying there's dudes gooning in their fucking cars. Dude, I'm so sorry you have to see that. Anybody who's been to prison has seen more than their fair share of dicks, bro. It's an unfortunate reality. I mean, if you've been in a prison where there's like a giant shared shower, it sucks. It's terrible. If you would have told me the first time this girl offered me meth and said, hey, it's just like Adderall, and if you take this, you'll be able to do school and work a job and you'll have energy forever, but you're going to have to see more dicks than all of the OnlyFans girls combined. If she would have put that little caveat in there, I never would have done meth and I never would have gone to prison, homie. So if you're out there and you're in the life or you're thinking about starting to do dumb shit, just remember, you're going to see a lot of dicks. There's going to be a lot of dicks in your future, bro. And it's not a good thing. JD the Bot Guy said, we got to calm the fuck down in this country. Also, got to redo your vid and make your face right. Hey, I thought it was good, man. I enjoyed it. Bobby Lynn said, Secret Service needs to up their game if this happened 3 times. I have never seen this in my 60 years on this planet. Well, to their credit, they did get the dude at the golf course before he was able to do any crazy shit. There were no shots fired. That weird dude who had the pink hair and he looked like a crane, like fucking, like the weird crazy liberal fucking activist dude. They got him. Andrew said, this year, 3 dudes, 0 chicks. Yeah, that makes sense. All in 1 year, you've seen 3 dudes fucking cranking their hog while they in their car.
I'm never taking an Uber again.
No, dude, no, never. How do you know if you're an Uber driver if the person in the back seat is cranking their shit like on the low, bro? That's crazy. I'd be so mad, bro. That's why I don't let random people in my fucking truck, bro. I just got it. Nobody's getting in that bitch ever again after that. Johnny said, as a guy that has done event security in many hotel ballrooms, I find it hard to believe Secret Service is this incompetent. I mean, I think a lot of people are kind of feeling that way, bro. I think a lot of people are feeling that way right now. It just seems weird, especially that this is the third attempt on his life. I mean, he's not the most loved president that we've ever had. You know what I'm saying? There's people that definitely love him, but he's definitely not the most loved president that we've ever had. We can all agree on that. There's a lot of people that strongly, strongly hate this dude.
He was.
There might be a shooter that's dead in the lobby, possibly.
He was walking back out to get it back into his limousine when he was shot. So obviously, that's something that is, gone along with the reputation of this hotel over the decades. I've never seen anything like this happen here since then, though. And in terms of anybody being injured at the dinner itself, I didn't see anybody injured. There was a huge commotion. There are probably a couple of thousand people at the very least who are jammed in this room, literally like sardines.
Right.
And the fact that I haven't seen anybody who's injured, considering how people were sort of climbing over tables and ducking down under the tables, really is quite remarkable. You think that there might be at least some bumps and bruises, but nothing that I've seen at this point.
Yeah, I can't imagine how scary that would be to live through, John. Just take us through those moments of what you heard. You said the president was rushed away, the Speaker of the House. What else were you seeing and hearing?
So what Irish Bomb Squad is saying is 100% facts if you're not a fucking weirdo. When you're showering in prison and it's a group shower, I always showered in my underwear. Then you're washing your underwear at the same time that you're washing your doubloons and your fucking crusty cornhole. You know what I'm saying? You wash everything and you wash your underwear, but you wash it inside your underwear and shit. And then you just dry it off in your cell. But you know how many creatures there are. Like, nobody's looking at my fucking danglies, but there's all these fucking dudes out there. There are dudes that get in that shower with no shower sandals on, bro. You know what I'm saying? They'll walk right up in there in that bitch with none of these on. Just their bare feetsies, just squishing dudes' DNA in between their toesies. It's fucking foul, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a weirdo, you're wearing shower sandals, and most people that aren't weird as fuck, they're wearing underwear in the shower.
Hey, you want Yeah, I'm hearing reports that the shooter may have been engaged by Secret Service outside.
Right. Yes, that's what we have been also seeing. The Secret Service was able to scoop in and arrest and detain the shooter. We don't know how many shots were fired, but we do know that it was outside of the ballroom, not where all of the people are packed in like sardines, as John Roberts has said. We know we have a lot of Fox News people on air and off air that are at this dinner, right, John? I mean, this is a room full of very important political people as well, right?
Why am I not surprised? The president says he's coming back.
I think we may have lost John Roberts on the phone, but we do have.
I'm still here.
Okay, John. Hey.
I'm still here. Brett's here as well. Go ahead. Brett.
Yeah, let's take Brett. Thanks, Brett Baer. Talk to us about what happened.
We're trying to figure out exactly where the shot was fired from. There's some talk that it was fired from the lighting box above the door that heads to the lobby. And we don't, as John was saying, we don't know if anyone was hit, but we're getting word that the shooter may have been hit. It happened so quickly that you heard this crash, and then the Secret Service ran in. The president was out in moments, and everybody went under the table. I mean, I'm talking the entire ballroom started to go under their tables, and the Secret Service started running, guns drawn. They had the CAT team out, and the president and the first lady were out, as well as the vice president, in a matter of seconds. But we're trying to get info about where the shot was. There's at least two people saying that they thought came from the light box above the doors to the lobby, and we're trying to get ground truth on that.
Right. Brett, I know that you're there at the scene. What was the security like in even entering this building that someone could have even gotten close enough to fire shots within that range, or within the lobby, as you think maybe where it did happen?
It was a tight security. I mean, you had to go through magnetometers to get into the dining room. You had to get through magnetometers to get through this. And But this seemed like it was outside the hall itself, or at least looking into the hall. There are some lighting boxes, like for lights in the ceiling, and that's where I'm saying that there's some reports that may have come out of there. So listen, we're going to talk to some of the Secret Service guys here and see if we can get some ground truth. But this is you can't believe how 2,000 plus people go under their table and they're rushing around for the Secret Service.
Absolutely. Brett, what was it like in that moment? It had to be quite scary to be seeing the president swept away and other dignitaries.
Okay, so here is the details that we have confirmed so far. 7 to 8 gunshots were reported. A male suspect fired what witnesses described as a very serious weapon. Very serious. What the fuck is a very serious weapon? You guys can't be a little more descriptive? Multiple times, at least 6 shots. He was stopped before entering the ballroom. One law enforcement officer was struck in a bullet-resistant vest. Shout out to the fucking bulletproof vest. He's expected to recover fully. No other injuries reported. Trump's response, Secret Service agents rushed Trump, seated at the head table off stage, yelling shots fired and stay down. He, Melania Trump, and Vance and cabinet members were evacuated to secure areas. Trump later posted on Truth Social praising law enforcement, confirming everyone was safe, noting that the shooter was apprehended and saying the event would be rescheduled. He planned a White House briefing. I wonder if they're rescheduling the Grindr after party. I know that Lindsey Graham is super disappointed right now that the Grindr after party is being disrupted. Maybe they'll still do it. Maybe they'll distract themselves by still doing the Grindr after party. The suspect, a male suspect, was being taken into custody near the screening area. Some early conflicting reports mentioned him being shot or killed, but confirmed info points to apprehension and custody. No identity motive released just yet. It is unclear how he reached the secured area. The FBI and Metropolitan Police are investigating with the Secret Service. The aftermath. Attendees took cover under tables and some chanted USA or God Bless America. You shouldn't hide under a table to chant USA. I feel like hiding under a table chanting USA is kind of bitch made. The program was initially expected to continue, but was canceled with the dinner to be rescheduled within 30 days. The hotel was secured and cleared. Okay. Now, the situation is developing rapidly. Details on suspect, exact motive, or any changes may emerge. Stick to official sources, Secret Service, FBI, White House for updates, as social media has speculation and conspiracy claims. No fatalities or serious injuries to attendees or principals confirmed. So that's what we have actually confirmed at this point on this. Adventures with Maxwell reminds me of my video on Facebook that triggered the internet titled, "What Inspires Your Patriotism?" I get it. Alistair, thank you so much. Bobby, dudes without slides are always suspect. Dude, for real, man. Like, listen, a lot of people might not understand the concept of wearing sandals in a shower, but if you don't in prison, you're weird as fuck, because dudes be cranking it in there. You know what I'm saying? Dudes have really bad hygiene. So there's booty juice on the floor. There's blood on the floor. There, any type of weird shit that you could expect to find on a floor, it's going to be on the shower floor and the walls. Panda Mike said, not going to lie, I don't see us getting any new info tonight, but I'm still riding with you, JD. Big love and respect. I appreciate you, Panda Mike. Serrano Gardias, shooter is alive, butt naked in the lobby after Secret Service stripped him. Did they really strip his ass naked, dude? Bro, can you imagine like thinking that you're going to like go murk like the president? Next thing you know, you're just stripped booty ass naked. That shit's lit. Dudes without slides are always suspect. I think he redid that one because sometimes when you're typing out the supers, it likes to autocorrect shit and it doesn't autocorrect correctly with supers, man. It's the weirdest thing. JD the bot guy. Trump confirmed suspect is apprehended per Dalton Sutton. Okay, yeah. Dude, Dalton's a good dude, man. I like Dalton. Marine's blood. Grok, life attempts, Trump 5, Gerald Ford 2, others 1. So he is the most attempted to kill president in American history. And he's still alive. Anthony Cottrell, they're definitely still doing the after party. Everybody took their poppers already. Yeah, bro, you can't just fucking come down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, I don't really know what poppers are, but I'm assuming it's some sort of drug. It's weird that I don't, let's find out what poppers are real quick. What are poppers? Question mark. Like the things that people take to party and do weird shit to each other. See what Grok says about that. Because I don't really know, and I want to know. Poppers are recreational inhalants made from anal nitrates compound. Blah blah blah. People inhale the vapors through small bottles for a quick, short-lived high. Okay, that's kind of what I thought it was. Poppers, gay guys do them. Okay, yeah, so that makes sense with the grinder thing. They make you horny in your bum lips. Where did that go, bro? They make you horny in your and burn your lips. Oh, okay, they burn your lips. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. What happened to just like boof and crystal meth, bro? You know, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not advising anybody to do that. It makes your ass loose. So you snort it in your nose, but it makes your ass loose? How does that work, bro? That's weird.
Yeah, I'm walking right now in front of the dais and being escorted out here, and you know, everybody left like in seconds, and all you heard was this big boom, and then people started running.
Wow. Are you seeing anyone that may have been hurt from trying to escape? We know you mentioned possibly shots fired, a person in custody. That person may or may not have been shot. We're, of course, developing and trying to confirm the details of the shooting. We don't know yet if anyone has been injured. That was not the shooter, but the Secret Service swooped in immediately after shots were fired. Thankfully, Brett, as you said, not within this room full of a couple of thousands of people. That person did not make it that far.
I mean, I can't tell you whether it was in or not, but we are walking towards the place where they think it was happening.
Okay. It is, of course, a situation that I'm sure they're trying to cordon off parts for safety for this investigation, for those still there. But it seems as though, Brett, that the threat has been neutralized. There's no continuing threat at this point, right? You are able to move around.
That's right.
And feel safe.
People are starting to exit the building, and with security.
Right. This is an event really an iconic event. Right. You've been to this event for years. Is this something, I mean, people would not expect this to happen at an event in D.C. where the president, security top notch.
It sounds like we might have lost Fred. It's John. Have you still got me?
Yes, I got you, John. We're here. We're listening to anything you're learning and seeing.
Yeah, I think we might have lost Fred for a second. The cell service isn't terrific here.
Right.
But you can imagine, you know, the trauma that some of the people who were here tonight experienced. As I mentioned a moment ago, Erica Kirk was one of our guests here at one of our Fox tables, and she was taken up by her security, just literally right in front of me, and the look on her face. I mean, clearly, you know, she must have been going back to that moment in Utah, and then remember the event that she was supposed to have with J.D. Vance in Ohio that she canceled because of security threats. So when you consider the number of dignitaries that were here, from the president of the United States to the vice president to the speaker of the House, to literally every cabinet member, I think they probably kept one cabinet member back, the designated survivor policy that they have when there are addresses to the joint meeting of Congress. But so many high-powered people in this room tonight that would obviously be a huge security issue, which is why we.
So, you guys, I just want to let you know that the president is going to go live about this. I actually have it queued up so that I can see when he actually goes live, because you know how these things go. It says we will begin shortly. He was scheduled to go live 5 minutes ago, but they're never, ever on time with this shit. Alistair says, my brother was and still is victim burn and then wood chipper. Okay. I'm not sure exactly a victim burn and then wood chipper. I don't know that came out exactly how. I don't understand. Anthony said, hey, JD, want to hear about an evil individual? Look up David Berg. This was a deeply perverted man who convinced thousands of Americans to flee America and join his cult in the 1970s. This also involved kids. Like a crazy cult leader? That's wild, bro. That's wild. I'm going to check that out. And yes, Pamela, I saw that we're actually monitoring. Oh, dude, beautiful dogs, by the way. Absolutely beautiful dogs, sis. We're monitoring. We're going to jump onto the live press conference with Trump as soon as it starts up. But until then, I don't want to jump over there because right now it just says we will begin shortly, and that's boring. I'd rather at least hear this update and from the community. Texas T said, Caltech grad, the suspected shooter at the White House Correspondents' Dinner has been identified by media reports as Cole Thomas Allen, a 31-year-old from Torrance, California. Okay, so that's the second time that we've heard that. Has the shooter at the White House Correspondents' Dinner been identified? Because when I looked just a couple minutes ago, it said that they didn't have this information. It's still saying he has not been identified with a full identity. Yes, 30-year-old from California. He is in custody. Yeah, it's not giving me that name, but it does say that he's a 30-year-old from California. So it looks like that is him. It looks like very possibly that is him. So good call on that, Texas T. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
They saw such a large presence of Secret Service, even greater than I've seen at these events in the past. I had Connecticut Avenue blocked off. The entire area around the hotel was blocked off. And in order to get back in here in this area where the ballroom is, you had to go through multiple layers of security. So for somebody to get in here with a weapon, they either somehow bypassed security or they knew a way in and might have been around security. Right. And if, as Brett said, whatever it was that happened came from a light box above a set of doors that I'm looking at right now, I don't know how you would access that, but it may be accessible from the floor above. And it may be that the layer of security on the floor above wasn't what it is here. So I would imagine that any opening that has access to this room would have been subject to heavy scrutiny. You have me there?
I wonder if he did poppers to loosen his asshole and brought the gun in his prison pocket like Wes Watson. Oh, okay, so that's over. And we're going to jump over here. So this is supposed to begin shortly, and President Trump is going to deliver his remarks on this. I know that we sort of skewed off of what we were going to be talking about with the Mr. Beast thing, but this is breaking, and it seems a little more, important than the downfall of Mr. Beast. So, we're going to stick with this as voted by the community. It could be a plastic gun. Steph, it definitely could be a plastic gun, but they said from the reports, they said that it was what was their exact words? A very serious weapon So from their reports, they said that it was a very serious weapon. I don't know how serious. I've never seen a gun that you could make out of plastic and sneak into an event like this that looked serious. There's a lot that just doesn't make sense to me about this. Like, how the fuck did they get this shit down? You know what I'm saying? Like, how'd they get it through 7 layers of security? Panda Mike said poppers were started for heart pain. Then men used them to make butt pain hurt less upon entering. Okay. Sort of like anal ease. Just a little numbing. Witnesses reported the suspect assembling a long weapon that did not look like a typical gun in an unsecured bar cart storage room before heading to the ballroom. Others reported shotgun fired at agents. So this is definitely somebody that was like working. It sounds like they at least were posing as somebody who was working, because it sounds like they had access to, you know, employee zones and shit like that. Somebody who was maybe doing catering or something like that. That's super wild. Super wild. Yeah, Mr. Beast's downfall is cool and all, but this would be a bit more important. That's kind of what I was feeling. 3D or plastic printed guns still fire metal rounds, right? Yeah, that absolutely. But here's the thing is if the person was working catering or something, they would have access to areas and they could probably hide the shit preemptively. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only way any of this makes sense to me so far. You know, does anybody else have any good theories on how they could get this in there? Anthony Cottrell said you can make ceramic pistols. Limit is 1 shot, though. And we know that he shot 6 to 7 shots, according to the reports. So that wouldn't add up either, you know, because 1 shot, you know, that's not going to do that much. But it's crazy that this is the same hotel where they had the attempt on Ronald Reagan's life. I kind of wish I was wearing my Reagan shirt tonight. Instead, I am wearing the JD DeLay wood chipper shirt. I fuck with this. Super heavy. Dr. Dre Light, you already know. I can care less. You should do that then. If you have the ability, you should do that. 100%. I read that the shooter was shot and killed. Is that true? That is not true. It has been confirmed that they have the shooter in custody, which means that they will, you know, they will interrogate the shooter and then will not ever find out what happened. Just like with all these things lately. You know, in this country, it used to be when we had crazy shit like this happen, they at least gave us some sort of story. Like, look at the last shooter, you know, in Butler, Pennsylvania. They've told us nothing, bro. Alistair said, my brother was and still is a victim from a predator, burn and wood chipper, all predators. Also, big fan. God bless you, JD. Also, how bad do you think this will get with Trump's attack? You know, I think that, and first off, love and respect to your brother. I'm sorry that they're going through that. And absolutely wood chipper and then burn. But I think with this situation with Trump, you know, I think they're just going to try to use this to, you know, try to up support for what he's doing right now. Delana, have you not heard of the Glock 7 made of porcelain? I had not heard of a Glock 7 made of porcelain. That's interesting. Can you give us a recap of what happened so far? So there was a White House Correspondents event at a hotel, a Hilton, and somebody got through like 7 layers of security, almost made it to the president and the vice president with a gun and fired off 6 or 7 rounds. And the Secret Service was able to detain him. They have him in custody. They rushed the president and the vice president off. And right now we're waiting to hear the president's announcement about this. It was supposed to start 15 minutes ago. So, you know, Chris said maybe hid individual parts as they worked for preparation. This is some spy stuff. Crazy. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, so we have heard that he was seen being seen putting it together, which is crazy. The Glock 7 is horse shit. Thank you guys for letting me know. I legitimately hadn't heard of a Glock 7. Kelby, what's up? Happened outside the event, was probably a mad protester with delusional thoughts, I bet. It actually happened inside the event, but outside of the ballroom itself. So he did make it past some security with this. JJ Wilcox. Hey, JD, wanted to say thank you for your service. Currently sitting in a chair, getting a tattoo, and enjoy hearing your lovely voice, man. Get that ink. Big love and respect to you, man. I appreciate you. Alejandro, what's up? Yo, JD, how's it going, bro? Has anyone thought about getting that weapon past security in inconspicuous pieces? Guns can be taken apart without tools, right? So it has actually been confirmed that somebody actually witnessed him doing what they believe was putting the gun together. So that is something that we have a confirmation on. Chris said, I've also heard of people trying to make plastic cased ammo, maybe. It's going to be really interesting. And I'm hoping that Trump will give us some details on this. And instead of just talking about the Dow or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It would be really good to actually get the actual details on this situation. But who knows what we'll actually get here? We have no idea what they're actually going to give us. Hopefully, we'll get, you know, some sort of actual clarification and clarity on this situation. But, you know, there's a lot lately that we haven't gotten clarification on, so you never know. There are pictures of him on X. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Yeah, it looks like this is the dude, allegedly. Come on, come into focus. Come into focus. I don't want to jump to X because then we won't have YouTube back up. He looks like just a very normal Hispanic dude from what I can see. That's the only picture that I'm seeing. And, you know, you can't always trust your X sources. And I'm seeing a picture of a completely different guy. But the shooter, they're saying, is 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen of Torrance, California. How did he get an entire rifle into this event? Yeah, that would be the question of the evening, right? That would be what we were really hoping that Trump would give us a little bit of clarity on. Panda Mike said, would you be surprised if later you found out this was manufactured to help push Trump's agenda? I don't personally, but you never know. I don't put anything past our government anymore. I think that we've had so many psyops, so many fucking false flags. Even if this was a completely organic event, I think that the people still aren't going to trust it because we've seen that they won't give us transparency about things. Epstein, these different shootings. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys trust the FBI narrative on the Charlie Kirk shooting. I sure as fuck don't. I don't think that his spine was enough to stop a 30-06 bullet because I'm not mentally retarded. And the more that they lie to us and they expect us to believe things that just are like they said Charlie had like the neck of Superman or some shit, like literal like insinuations of this shit in the media. Like, it just makes me not believe anything that we hear. Thank you so much, Fansome. So, you know, I don't want to call it a false flag yet, but like, I don't fucking believe much of what they tell us anymore. All right, here we go.
Well, thank you very much. That was very unexpected, but incredibly acted upon by Secret Service and law enforcement. And this was an event dedicated to freedom of speech that was supposed to bring together members of both parties with members of the press. And in a certain way it did, because the fact that they just unified, I saw a room that was just totally unified. It was in one way, very beautiful, a very beautiful thing to see. A man charged a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons, and he was taken down by some very brave members of Secret Service, and they acted very quickly and have just released, for purposes of transparency, clarity, I've ordered it to be put out. You probably have it by now, put out on Truth and put out on many of the platforms. A tape showing the violence of this thug that attacked our Constitution, and also showing how quickly Secret Service and law enforcement acted on our country's behalf. Really did a great job. One officer was shot, but saved by the fact that he was wearing obviously a very good bulletproof vest. He was shot from very close distance with a very powerful gun, and the vest did the job. I just spoke to the officer, and he's doing great. He's in great shape. He is has very high spirits, and we told him we love him and respect him, and he's a very proud guy. He's very proud of what he does, Secret Service agent. And we looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight. And I will say, you know, it's not a particularly secure building. And I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before. But everyone owes a tremendous debt of gratitude to the courage of law enforcement, the law enforcement, and working with the DC police. And we just spoke with the mayor. And when we're finished, the police chief is going to take over and discuss it also from their viewpoint. But they also performed exactly as they were supposed to. And you see the attacker in different positions, but you also see the attacker totally subdued and under control. So as you know, this is not the first time in the past couple of years that our republic has been attacked by a would-be assassin who sought to kill. In Butler, Pennsylvania, less than 2 years ago, you all know that story. And in Palm Beach, Florida, a few months after that, we came close. We really had, again, we had some great work done by law enforcement. But in light of this evening's events, I ask that all Americans recommit with their hearts in resolving our difference peacefully. We have to resolve our differences. I will say, you had Republicans, Democrats, independents, conservatives, liberals, and progressives. Those words are interchangeable, perhaps, but maybe they're not. But yet everybody in that room, big crowd, record-setting crowd. There was a record-setting group of people. And there was a tremendous amount of love and coming together. I watched, and I was very, very impressed by that. But First Lady and I were taken very well care of, very quickly rushed off the stage. Vice President J.D. Vance, who's here, was likewise beautifully done. He was just saying how quickly everybody acted, law enforcement, Secret Service in particular in this case, but law enforcement. Marco had the same thing. Pete was there. Pete didn't want any help. He didn't want anybody to help. He doesn't want anybody to help him, but he did get some, didn't you? And I think you also said that it was very impressive. So with that, I'd like to ask Todd Blanche to come up, say a few words, and tell you it's already underway. The man has been captured. They're going to his apartment. I guess he lives in California, and he's a sick person, a very sick person. And we don't want things like this to happen. I think it's very important that I say, though, and I told the representatives of the evening, they did such a beautiful job. It was such a beautiful evening. And again, they're talking about free speech in our Constitution. That's what it's all about, not just White House correspondence. It was really based on free speech in our Constitution. But I said very importantly that we'll do it again within the next 30 days, and we'll make it bigger and better and even nicer. So I just want to thank everybody that was involved. I also want to thank the press, the media. You've been very responsible in your coverage. I will say I've been seeing what's been out. You've been very responsible. So Todd Blanche, I'd like to say a few words, and then we're going to have cash. And then you're going to go on. We can ask, I guess we can take a couple of questions. I want to thank the First Lady that was a rather traumatic experience for her. There was a lot of action taking place up there very quickly. But again, the response time was really incredible. And we're going to reschedule. We're going to do it again. We're not going to let anybody take over our society. We're not going to cancel things out because we can't do that. We wanted to say tonight, I will tell you, I fought like hell this day. But it was protocol. They said, please, sir, because they didn't know there was a lot of action going on, and they didn't know, could there be probably a lone shooter, but we'll find out. We'll find out very quickly. they have it very well under control. So I want to thank everybody very much. And Todd Blanche, please.
Todd Blanche is an epic piece of shit, by the way. If you guys don't know about Todd Blanche, he is the Attorney General sitting in right now since they got rid of old fucking dumbass Blondie, the ham wallet. And he is epically retarded, dude. This dude has been saying for a long time that they're done releasing anything about the Epstein files. And he has made it very clear they're not going to be addressing any more about the Epstein files, even though legally they're required because of that bill, the Epstein Transparency Act, to release the rest of the Epstein files and unredact the people that could be co-conspirators or, customers of Epstein. This dude is definitely put in place just to hold that line, bro.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Tonight you saw the very worst and the very best of this country. You saw the very worst by the actions of that coward that the president just talked about. But you also saw the very best because you saw law enforcement do exactly what they're supposed to do. And you'll see the videos come out, I expect, very shortly, and you'll see law enforcement do exactly what we want them to do. And so I echo what President Trump just said, that we are extraordinarily grateful and appreciative of the men and women of law enforcement that did their jobs tonight, including one who was injured. This investigation is ongoing. I expect you will see charges filed shortly. The charges should be self-evident given the conduct, but as you'll hear, there will be multiple charges surrounding the shooting, around the possession of firearms, and anything else that we can get on this guy. The investigation is obviously ongoing and just started. There's federal law enforcement already working on search warrants and doing their job, and I don't want to get ahead of them and don't want to get ahead of the work that they're doing even as we speak. Director Patel and I were just on the crime scene a short while ago.
I'm sure Cash Patel was. Look at him, bro. He looks like his heart's racing a million miles a minute. He looks fucking coked out, like he's trying to hold it together.
And everybody in this room should rest assured that the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI, Secret Service, everybody's on the scene doing their job.
No, it wasn't Muslim extremists for the person who just asked. It's a Hispanic dude from California, bro. Like, I'm shocked that they're not trying to blame this on Iran. That's like the most shocking part of this is they're not trying to spin this, that this was an Iran thing. It seems to be more the take that this is why they need the ballroom that he's building.
I know that the police chief is going to give an update from the scene as soon as we're finished here. And I obviously will lead the details of what they have learned to him. But in the meantime, I just want to thank everybody in this room for the courage, and I want to thank President Trump for his words. And I promise you, justice will be served. Thank you, Dr. Patel.
Here
Thank
we
you,
go.
General. Thank you, Mr. President.
Look how fucking short this dude is, bro. Like, how tall do y'all think Cash is? What is he, like 5'4"? I bet he's pushing 5'4", bro. I bet that's it.
The president's absolutely right. You saw the best resolve of American law enforcement because you, Mr. President, inspire them 24/7, 365. You give them the resources that they need, and they know that you have their back. And that is a changing dynamic in this country. And that's why you saw brave Secret Service agents respond immediately, swiftly, subdue and take down the suspect and safeguard the lives of thousands of individuals at that hotel. Thanks to our interagency partnership with the Department of Homeland Security and the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI was rapidly deployed onto the scene, took over the evidence response unit, is examining all the ballistics that were found on scene to include the long gun and the shell casings. We are conducting witness interviews as we speak. You will hear from our team on the scene there with the mayor and the head of the FBI field division there. But please know what the Attorney General has just said reigns no truer. You saw the very best of America tonight. The very best unite us at a time of uncertainty because we have leadership here with the president and the vice president that backs law enforcement, and the men and women that I shook their hands on the scene today could not have been prouder to show up on scene. And as the Attorney General said, make no mistake, we are conducting witness interviews. If you have any information whatsoever related to this event, 1-800-CALL-FBI.
You won't see JD mention his height because he's shorter than Cash. What about the guy that has had as many charges as him? Can't be bright. Listen, you fucking retard. Welcome. You just won yourself the Binky Award. What you're going to do, because I know that you're too mind-numbingly stupid to figure it out, is you're going to stuff this down your throat just like it was your weird, creepy uncle, and you're going to go, just like you did with your weird, creepy uncle. And when he's done with you for the night, you're probably going to need one of these. You're probably going to need yourself a nice little pad. And if there's too much going on down there, if there's too much anal leakage, you could always just stuff something in there. I'm 6 foot, legitimately. I just brought up how short he is, you fucking weapons grade moron. Like, how fucking, bro, you're blithering. I literally just brought that up. And I also just looked it up. And it says that Cash is 5'9", which I call cap on. Yeah, maybe with his booster shoes on, maybe with his Wes Watson specials. But what the fuck is wrong with you, dog? Like, I literally just said that. And then you come and you're like, oh, JD won't mention it. I'm fucking 6 foot, retard. And I don't care about, I wanted to be shorter. Because if you've ever noticed, dudes that are short have the perfect build to be able to look swoller than they are with bodybuilding. It's a lot harder when you're fucking 6 foot, bro. I was always envious of the dudes who were fucking shorter because they could look more swole way easier, man. So, yeah.
1-800-CALL-FBI. No piece of information is too small. No piece of information is inadequate. We will evaluate it all. We will also be conducting interviews of those that were there. And if any of those individuals have information, please come forward to law enforcement or the FBI or the Metropolitan Police Department. We will be examining this individual's background thoroughly. That process has already started. And we are going to ensure that he was either a lone wolf actor or anyone else that was responsible. We will analyze all evidence immediately to make sure that we safeguard this country. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President.
I don't know about y'all, but I feel a lot safer now that old cokehead camel dandruff Cash Patel is on the case. He'll make sure that any relevant information gets redacted and he'll lie straight to your face about it.
Thank you for your leadership, Attorney General and Homeland Secretary Merlin. Thank you for your partnership in law enforcement.
Thank you. Okay, we'll do a couple and then we go to the chief. Madam Chairman, I just want to say you did a fantastic job. What a beautiful evening, and we're going to reschedule. Okay. And after that, it's very tough for her to
Talk
ask
about
the
the shooting.
question, right? But you have done a fantastic job. Please.
Mr. President, I appreciate it. As you mentioned, it all happened so quickly.
Yeah.
And I wonder, especially because unfortunately you have experience with these sorts of threats, in that moment when you realized there was a threat and service agents were telling us to get down, can you describe what was going through your mind, how you were feeling in that moment?
That's a very good question. Actually, it's always shocking when something like this happens. Happened to me a little bit, and that never changes. The fact we're sitting right next to each other, First Lady on my right, and I heard a noise and sort of thought it was a tray. I thought it was a tray going down. I've heard that many times, and it was a pretty loud noise. And it was from quite far away. He hadn't breached the area at all. They really got him. But so it was quite far away, but it was a gun. And some people really understood that pretty quickly. Other people didn't. I was watching to see what was happening. Probably should have gone down even faster. Melania was very cognizant, I think, of what happened. I think she knew immediately what happened. She was saying, that's a bad noise. And we were whisked away along with other people, but we were really whisked away. And again, the performance of the Secret Service and the police, all of the law enforcement, I thought was really good. So it was very quick. There wasn't a lot of time to be thinking because it was a matter of seconds before we were out the door and gone into an area. We very much, and you wanted to too, we very much wanted to continue it because I don't like to let these sick people, these thugs, these horrible, horrible people change the fabric of our life, change the course of what we do. So we held out. You were there. We held out right till the end, but they didn't want to take a chance. And I understand there was protocol, but we're going to be doing one hopefully within the next 30 days or sooner. And I am ready, willing, and able. And I was all set to really rip it And I said to my people, this would be the most inappropriate speech ever made if I said what. So I'll have to save it. I don't know if I could ever.
I don't know if he knows what really rip it means to the younger generation. I don't know if he'd have said that.
Be as rough as I was going to be tonight. I think I'm going to be probably very nice. I'll be very boring the next time, but we're going to have a great event. And you did a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Peter, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. There's a report in the New York Post that this assailant assembled his weapon somewhere on site at the hotel. What do you think about that? And
JD DeLay, you might be the gay one. What type of poll is that? Why don't you come over here and I'll show you what type of poll it is, bro. Bring me that throat, dog. I'll show you some gay, bro. You know what I'm saying? We could get your cheeks all clapped up, homie. You know what I'm saying? Don't be shy. We could just tickle fight to start off. It'll be like foreplay. Trust me, you won't enjoy it, but I will. Weird ass dude. It's a fucking poll, bro. I'm asking if people think it's fake and gay. Most of us think this is fake and gay. Weird ass dude. Fucking try some hair club for men.
I ask respectfully, why do you think this keeps happening to you?
Well, you know,
that's a good question.
I studied assassinations, and I must tell you, the most impactful people, the people that do the most, you take a look at the people, Abraham Lincoln. I mean, you go through the people that have gone through this where they got them. But the people that do the most, the people that make the biggest impact, they're the ones that they go after. They don't go after the ones that don't do much because they like it that way. And when you look at the people that have either, whether it was an attempt or a successful attempt, they're very impactful people. Just take a look at the names there. The big names. And I hate to say I'm honored by that, but I've done a lot. We've done a lot. We've taken this country, and we were a laughing stock for years, and now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We've changed this country, and there are a lot of people that are not happy about that. So I think that's the answer, Peter.
And after Butler, your team for a while rethought outdoor events.
Yeah.
Do you think that you now need to rethink
No.
indoor?
Well, but then you just don't do events. No, I can't do that. I have to. It is what it is. We have to do it. The room was very, very secure. You know, he charged from 50 yards away, so he was very far away from the room.
And what did you think when you saw the video of how fast he was running?
So let me ask you guys a question. Do you think that if we go in 2028 to a Democrat president, that there's going to be this many attempts on that person's life? Or do you think that this is just like, I mean, because so far, whether they're real or not, it's 3 for 3. Dude in Butler, Pennsylvania, obviously like weird, crazy leftist. The dude at the golf course, weird, crazy leftist, like documented weird, crazy leftist. This dude, probably weird, crazy leftist. Do you think that like Republicans are going to respond in 2028, 2029, 2030 by, you know, showing up places with guns, even though, you know, classically they're the more armed people? Is this just like a Democrat, you know, their go-to now is just to get armed and try to take people out?
He was moving. He was really moving. And the reaction time was great. Boy, those guys, they had their guns drawn literally by the time he was there. They were shooting. That's right. I thought they were very impressive. And if I didn't, I'd let you know. You know, I'm not going to be, I would not stand for that. No, I thought they were very impressive.
Thank you, President Trump, and thank you for updating us on the
Thank you.
suspect earlier. Were you aware of any threats? Was your team aware of any threats beforehand? And do you believe you were the target of this tonight?
I guess. I mean, these people they're crazy. They're crazy. And, you know, you never know. He was very far away from me. He had to go through a lot. You know, we had resources all over. We had resources sitting at tables, literally in disguise, sitting maybe at your table, who knows? But we had people all over the room, so he had a long way to go. That was really a first line of defense, and they got him. And they really, you know, they acted incredibly. No, there was no notification. We had no idea. Go ahead,
Do you know
Kevin.
any political motivations from this?
Well, you never know.
If they try to push confiscation of our weapons, that would be an issue. I do believe that would be a breaking point. I believe that would be a breaking point for Republicans if they try to come and disarm people and take people's guns away, and they're going like door to door trying to take people's shit. I would expect some wild shit to pop off. I think they know that too. I think that's why a lot of the mass shootings that we've seen, they seem so suspect to me, because it seems like what they use to try to push these insane, stupid fucking gun laws, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I absolutely think that some of these, they've, and I'm not saying that the shootings themselves are fake, but I believe that they've motivated some people to do some of these things. And I think it's so because they genuinely, I think that our government wants to disarm us at some point. And I think that they know that if they tried that at this point, it would be all bad, bro. It would be seriously all bad.
Now, we'll be able to tell you that maybe by tomorrow or the next day. He's in custody, and they're asking him a lot of questions. I guess they're going over, Todd, and they're already at his apartment. He lives in California. Yes, sir. And they'll
pull his fucking fingernails off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Put a hot curling iron up his ass. He'll talk. There's ways to make people talk. Do the things that you need to do. Like wrap his neck with barbed wire and have him from a thing with a stool and tell him you're going to kick that shit. You know what I'm saying? Do what you need to do to get the info and then tell us, because we want to know, because we're nosy.
They're over there, so they'll be able to tell you. Thank you, Caitlin.
President Trump, did the suspect say anything, or was he wearing anything that would allege some type of motive here?
No, I mean, he was a guy who looked pretty evil when he was down. They had him down. He was fighting hard. He was in my opinion, a sick person. Who would do that but a sick person? But I think you're going to find everything about him. No reason to talk about it now. But tomorrow at this time, long before this time, you're going to know a lot of things about him. They seem to think he was a lone wolf, and I feel that too.
Are you concerned about U.S. Secret Service protection ability? We saw several of the detailees take minutes to be escorted out the room.
No, they acted very quickly. No, I was very impressed by Secret Service. I mean, I'm the one, and Mark Wayne, you would agree with that, I think. I'm the one that would complain. You don't have to complain for me. I would be complaining. I'd be up here right now saying they didn't do their job. Oh, believe me, because, it's my life. And I want to live because I want to make this country great. That's why I want to live. But when you're impactful, they go after you. When you're not impactful, they leave you alone. Okay, a couple of more.
And how's that impact going? Have we gotten our mass deportations? No. Have we gotten transparency with Epstein? Also no. Have we gotten the SAVE Act so that, we have voter ID? No. Have we gotten no new wars in the Middle East? No. What have we gotten? We have gotten more secure borders. I like that. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? What exactly are you impacting, my G? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could gluck yourself all day long, but like, what actually have you impacted? What have you done that you fucking ran on? What out of the things, your campaign promises, are Americans actually getting? Have you brought gas prices down? Absolutely the fuck not. Are things cheaper in the stores? No. Has anybody been arrested in America on the Epstein shit since Ghislaine Maxwell? No. Have they been in other countries? 3 other countries have made arrests off the Epstein files. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck have we actually gotten? You say you're impactful. What are you impacting? Except higher gas prices, insider trading on gas prices now that you started this war in Iran. Billionaires have gotten a lot richer. I don't know about y'all, but I definitely haven't seen a whole lot of stuff that's good for the American people. Am I missing anything? Can anybody tell me anything that he's done that he said he was going to do? He's literally called his supporters fucking dumb if they care about little kids that got taken to an island and raped and possibly eaten by elite pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? He's turned on everybody who had his back when they question him even a little bit, and he calls them low IQ and Looney Tunes and traitors and shit. Meanwhile, he will suck anyone from Israel's dick on command. He pushes Bibi Netanyahu's fucking chair in when they do events. And that dude has been to our White House like 8 fucking times in the last year, bro. What the fuck? Like, has he gotten rid of fucking income tax like he was edging about doing? No. What the fuck have we gotten? Have we gotten a damn thing that we were supposed to get besides closing the border? Which I am grateful for that. I always try to give people credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I don't care about right or left. I look at what the policy is going to be and is it good for the American people? And one side seems to like fit more of my idea of what will be good for the American people. But I look at each fucking policy. And when I look, I'm like, what the fuck have we actually gotten, bro? What have we actually gotten? The people that actually went the hardest to get Trump into office have all been pushed to the side. And now we've got Lindsey Grinder Graham, old Lady G. We've got Mark Levin's ass. We've got all of these just super cucked out people for another country. And we're fighting a war on their behalf. And I see nothing. I see fucking nothing. Do I think that we would be better off if we had fucking Kamala in? No, I don't. I think we would just have rainbow flavored cucks for another country instead of whatever the fuck this is. I like 100%. I don't think we would be better off with the other side either. But I'm saying, can we stop electing spineless, feckless, geriatric fucks who fucking hate the American people and simp for another country? No, I'm sorry, we can't. We can't, because there's things like APAC and JPAC and J Street and I Street and all this shit. It's fucking retarded, bro. And our forefathers would be rolling over in their fucking graves. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read some of these supers because we're way behind. And I love you guys. I don't want to do that to you. I've also heard of people making plastic cased ammo. I think that was the last one that we read. We got Dominar, Reagan's greatest quote, the scariest words I've ever said. I am from the government and I'm here to help. Absolutely. 100% agree with that. I have not trusted our government in my entire life. It weirds me out when people tell me they trust the government. I'm like, I think you think the stripper likes you and you would drink Mexican tap water like just straight off the hose and probably other things straight off the hose. 65% of the people on the poll said they believe what is happening right now is fake and gay. I appreciate you all for participating. Panda Mike said, would you be surprised if later you found out it was manufactured to help push Trump's agenda? I don't personally, but you never know. Well, I don't know exactly how this narrative is going to push Trump's agenda. I guess we're going to have to wait until tomorrow or whenever they decide that they're going to tell us whatever they're going to tell us. And I'm going to watch what they're saying and I'm going to measure it with the actual video evidence. Just like I do in all of these situations. Do I think that it's preposterous that some weird fucking retard leftist tried to take him out? No, I don't. But do I believe the things that our government is telling us? No, because look at these people behind him. You've got Todd Blanche and Kash Patel behind him. They're the defenders of the Epstein fucking class, bro. Todd Blanche has straight up said, we're not releasing any more shit about Epstein. Everybody fucking just forget about it. It's not going to happen. And Kash Patel, who was going hard about wanting the truth until he was in a position to give us the fucking truth. And then he immediately tucked tail, lied to our faces with his eyes like bigger than my fucking glass. No, Epstein definitely did it to himself. I've looked at all the evidence. If there was anybody to arrest, I would have made the arrest yesterday. And then when it actually comes out, and we get the people's names that are unredacted, the FBI named them as co-conspirators, dog, and you redacted their names, you fucking cuckold. You disgusting piece of shit, you pedophile protector. By the way, I got blocked on X by Dan Bongino. Hell yeah! Worked on that. Called him bad things every single day. Fanson, thank you so much. Alistair, so what's going to happen now, do you think? I think it just depends on what angle they decide to run this with. We'll hear what they're saying tomorrow. Bobby Lynn, get back on the beast. Don't fall for the slop. Love you, fam. So the Mr. Beast thing, I fully intended to do that tonight. But I've got at least an hour and a half's worth of material to cover on that, and we're 2 hours deep here. So unfortunately, we're going to have to reschedule because a huge live event just happened, man. Zach said, sponsored by Grinder. Did anybody see Benny Johnson there? Oh, Benny Grinder Johnson it's an after party. He was there before the party setting up, bro. Old Benny was with the shits, man. You know what I'm saying? He really do get down like that. Marcus is Xavier Reds fan. Fox reporter Trey Yingst has been covering in Israel this whole time. Just happens to be at the dinner party tonight. You know, it's the little things in life, the little things that maybe tell you what's going on. Fancy said someone tried to ram the motorcade on the way. Did they really? And they're not talking about that? I didn't hear him say anything about that. Here's my brother, bro. Van Hammer, it is so good to see you. Love you, fam. Okay, fuck all this stupid shit. I'm done. It's all bullshit. Come get some. I love you so much, bro. I feel your frustration. I get it. I think that a lot of people in America are frustrated because there were a lot of people who really believed that Trump was going in there to drain the swamp, not to drain Netanyahu's balls dry. There are a lot of people that believed that he was going to dismantle the deep state, not become one of the major parts of it. You know what I'm saying? And there's still those people who are holding on to that crumb of, oh, he's playing 5D chess. He's not, dude. He's not. He's not. He's literally playing into the hands of Israel and Palantir and, all of this PayPal mafia bullshit, bro. And it's very clear. It's right in front of us. I'm sorry. You're not getting what you fucking paid for. You're not getting what you spent in gas to drive down to the fucking polls and vote. I am a felon. I am able to vote. To get me to vote, you have to inspire me to want you to fucking lead me. And I'm not voting for somebody who's in their fucking 70s and falls asleep in the middle of important events. I don't care if they're left, right, if they're rainbow flavored Israel. I don't care if they're American flag flavored Israel. I'm not doing it, bro. You have to fucking inspire me. I want real fucking leadership. And this is not what real leadership looks like, dog. And I think there's a lot of Americans that are fed the fuck up because every 4 years they put two pieces of shit in front of us and they're like, what flavor piece of shit do you want? And regardless of how you vote, you're going to get the same basic things. Less freedoms, more taxes, less fucking availability for you and your children and your grandchildren to have access to the American dream. It's fucking horseshit, bro. Chris said, mainly plastic construction, small component, spring disguised as pen, spring barrel, maybe a metal pen, plastic cased ammo with ceramic bullet. I'm throwing out the most unrealistic ideas, spy movie. Yeah, so some people are saying it was a fucking shotgun, bro. That's crazy. It's going to be crazy how this unfolds and how they give us this information if we actually do hear anything. Texas T said, watched the video. My question is, why the fuck did the hallway not have barricades, making a rush non-feasible? I think any hallway leading to a room such as that should have them, even the rope ones. And look, like, it's the same question, Texas T, that I had when I saw the shooting in Pennsylvania. It's like, this is the most obvious fucking shoot point. Why was there nothing to prevent this from happening? This was the obvious angle, the best shot. Why the fuck did they not have anything preventing somebody from climbing up on that fucking roof and taking that shot? And at the time, I just assumed it was because the Secret Service was still under the control of Biden and his administration, and that they were giving somebody an easy A, and it was a weird leftist shooter, and that was just the setup. But at this point, it's like, why was there such a lack in security that somebody could get a fucking rifle into this event? That's weird to me, and it seems fake and fucking gay, bro. Panda Mike, I'm not convinced that Trump didn't know it was going to happen. He reminds me of Homelander without powers, only looking out for himself. I'm not a Republican or a Dem. Diaper Homelander, bro. You know what I'm saying? I see it, bro. And how is it that they wrote this new season of The Boys a year and a half, 2 years ago? And then that they be like long before any of this is happening, and then it's happening in real time because it's so congruent. Here is the dude. It looks like they really did strip him booty ass naked, bro. They stripped his ass booty ass naked. They got this guy, man. Secret Service had him down on the floor in his birthday suit. That's crazy. JD the bot guy. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Ask Rick James. You ain't got to ask Rick James, bro. I did I did plenty of cocaine back in the day. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I see Cash Patel up there, all bug-eyed and shit, standing there all, I know it when I see it, bro. I even tried crack cocaine twice. I tried it once to see if I liked it. I fucking hated it. A dude got naked. I left. I'm like, I'm never doing that again. And then I was like, wait, so many people like crack. I have to have, like, maybe it was bad crack, or maybe I just need to try it. Tried it again, hated it. Another dude, completely different dude, started taking his shirt off, and I'm like, nope, I'm fucking leaving. I'm never doing this again. It's fucking weird, bro. Daddy Dank, what happened to Agent Orange? Well, it sounds like somebody was trying to get a shot off at him, but just really shot up a hallway, and now they have them in custody. Optra, thank you so much. Love you, homie. I just turned in and heard you tear into the dumb fuck. My boyfriend and I are both cackling. One love. You know, sometimes you just got to do it for the funsies. You know what I'm saying? I just do it for the love of the game. I ignore a shitload of comments that I see with people taking shots at me. But every once in a while, I just like to, I grew up in the 80s, bro. Me and my best friends, my bestest besties, bro, called each other the most horrific shit you could possibly call each other. If I had social media back in the 90s when I was growing up, bro, I'd be canceled as a motherfucker, dog. I'd be on there saying the shit that had me canceled as a motherfucker. I guarantee you, if there's bad shit to say, I done said that shit to people that I loved and I would have fucking died for, bro. And the only way that I knew that my homies cared about me is if they were calling me horrific fucking slurs. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just got to jump in, and thank you for that big, super huge love to you and your boyfriend. Joe, what's up, man? 3 attempts. Yeah, all failed. Is this some weird attempt to promote Vance and not wait on his term to expire? I mean, he's about to become a lame duck if they truly lose the midterms, just saying. So here's what I think. If they are going to try to put Vance into power, I think that they'll wait till they hit the 2-year mark, because if it's 2 years or under and you're serving as a vice president, you could still serve 2 full terms. But if it's over 2 years, you're not allowed to serve 2 full terms. And Palantir, Peter Thiel, they have put so much fucking money into JD Vance and his career that I would think that they would want to get the highest ROI possible off of him, the highest return of investment that they spent grooming him for his career and everything. It's all wildly public information, how he met Peter Thiel when he was still in college, and Peter Thiel sort of molded his whole career in politics. So I think that after all that work, time, and money, they would want to put him into place after the 2-year mark, not before. And it's still before the 2-year mark. John said, podcasters like you and Theo Vaughn are probably targets of the deep state. John, look, man, I think it's interesting because I've seen so many people get their channels nuked, get demonetized for saying the things that they don't want us to say and everything. And I haven't gotten there yet, and I'm hoping that I don't get there. That's why I still remain kind of, it's a little safer when you're 2 hours into a podcast to start really ranting. But I'm really hoping that I don't find out, because like, look what they did. Nick Fuentes says some horrible shit and everything, but like, dude, when he was fucking 18 or 19 years old, they deplatformed him. They froze his bank accounts, bro. He had like almost $500,000 in a bank account, and they froze it and wouldn't let him access it for like a grip. They put him on no-fly lists, bro. Theo Vaughn is getting real brave. He's saying some real shit out there, man. I respect it. The Red Man, they are afraid, JD. Do you think that the kids were getting transferred from the island to get sacrificed to be famous, and Grape to be in the high club? Man, I don't know. I just think that it's absolutely fucking criminal, dude. I think it's absolutely fucking criminal that we still don't have any answers. We still don't have a single fucking arrest right now. Right the fuck now. They're talking about giving a fucking pardon to Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the only other arrest besides Epstein, and it was proven in a fucking court of law, a federal court of law, that she was providing girls to Epstein. The youngest was 11 years fucking old, bro. An 11-year-old girl was the youngest victim. And they already have her in like the most plush, luxury, club-fed fucking federal prison for women they possibly can, even though they're breaking prison protocol because you're not allowed to have sex offenders in there. And she was convicted of sex offenses, and she's sitting there, and Other inmates have complained because they don't want to be housed with a sex offender, and they moved those inmates to higher security prisons. So there's so much about that shit that just pisses me off, bro. And hear me on this. I don't believe that he's going to pardon Maxwell before the midterms, but I think that we're going to see the real face of Trump after the midterms when he doesn't feel like he has anything left to lose. I absolutely believe that he's going to pardon Maxwell after the midterms. I think that we're seeing him kind of in like slow mode right now because he's still concerned about losing some of the majority votes and the majority power with the midterms. But I think as soon as that's over, he has nothing. He knows he's never going to be president again, bro. So I think he's going to go into some turbo mode. And I don't think it's going to be in the American people's best interest, bro. I don't think he's an America First president. Mr. Wallace, very odd that all these near assassination attempts on a president since Reagan conventionally only happening under Trump. Isn't it? Isn't it though? And it really did that, the Butler, Pennsylvania shooting really did turn the tide on a lot of the voting. That got him, a lot of people seeing him pump his fist and go fight, 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 fight. A lot of people got pumped on that, bro. A lot of people decided to vote for him after that. Bobby Lynn, I would take my 5'9", 220-pound ass to meet your Azuli challenge. Just saying. Hey, bro, look, it doesn't matter how tall somebody is. And Azuli is only 5'2". But it doesn't matter how tall somebody is, man. The dude who hit me the hardest I ever been hit in my entire fucking life was probably 6 inches shorter than me, bro. He was probably 5'6". And he hit me harder than I've fought dudes way bigger than me. And he fucking almost put me out, bro. Like, I mean, I was seeing white. You know, when somebody hits you so hard, you're like, and I had to catch myself and, you know what I'm saying? Lone Star, bruh. What's up with all these people speaking out of pocket at you? It happens anytime you're talking about anything vaguely political, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be people on one side that are like, everything Trump does is wrong. And there's going to be other people on the other side that are going to be like, Trump is literally the second coming of Jesus. How dare you disrespect him? So, it's people get uppity about that shit. I don't think that every single thing that Trump has done is wrong. But I also think he's done a whole lot of shit that isn't for the American people. So I'm going to piss everybody off. Do you know how easy it would be for me to build a platform and get way more views and have way more people and be way more successful if I picked a fucking side and just stuck with it? Like Benny Johnson and his 4.5 million followers. Benny just regurgitates whatever the fuck the right wants him to say all the time. And he's very successful. He makes a shitload of money doing that. I can't conscionably do that because I don't care about left. I don't care about right. I care about my neighbors over here, bro. I care about my fellow Americans. That's what the fuck I care about, dog. So, if I just picked a lane, people wouldn't talk shit as much. PM, I'm noticing so hard right now. OG official noticer in the chat. Big love. The Red Man, give your honest opinion on it. And thanks for the help. Love you, brother. I appreciate you. I'm being a lot honest right now. Alejandro, knowing the Democrats, they probably try to one up on assassination attempts on their candidate. Who knows, bro? Who knows? I know that if people show up to try to take Republicans' guns away, there's going to be fucking casualties, homie. There just will be. Upthra, poly equals multiple ticks equals blood-sucking leeches. Yeah, I love that. That is actually beautiful. And thank you again for another huge super. Huge love to you and your boyfriend. Justin said, Wikipedia says 11 attempts/threats on him between 24 current, including tonight. If you're including threats, I would assume it would be way higher than that, bro. People, I see 24 threats on Trump's life on TikTok every single day, bro. Veiled threats, stuff that they can't actually prosecute you for, but like it's wild out there. PM, always a lone wolf. The dominoes for gun grabs are lining up. You thought you had a choice, but they're all on the same side. And that's what this could be. This could be just another brick in the wall of making an argument to disarm the American people. The Red Man, did you see my question? I did not see your question. Did I miss your question? Oh, yes. No, I did see your question, brother. I did see your question. I'm not exactly positive about that, bro. JD the Bot Guy, release the files. Mr. Chippy for president. Mr. Chippy. And release the files, not the pedophiles. We don't need to let Ghislaine Maxwell go, bro. You need to clip this rant. I'm sure somebody will, Swift and Wesson, and I love your name. Jason, Chad Bianco for Cali governor. I would love to see that, bro. Chad is a really good dude, man. I know Chad. He's a good dude. He would do well by the people of California. The state that I grew up in could be amazing again. Uncopyrightable music. JD 2028 would be a fresh start. I don't think that the American people are ready for somebody who has my background. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Because like Trump had, let's face it, the felonies that they convicted Trump of were bullshit. They were bullshit fucking felonies, homie. Like I'm never going to pretend those were real charges. They trumped that shit up on him. All my charges are real. I did bad shit. It hurt people. You know what I'm saying? Drug charges and property crimes. But nonetheless, I hurt my communities. And I don't think the American people are willing to look past that to have a leader like that. I'd love to see Valhalla VFT get in there. He served. He's very intelligent. He cares about this country more than just about anything besides God and his family. And that's what we need. Young, strong dudes. Young, strong. I mean, even young, strong women. But we need them to be, younger than what we've been getting. This is fucking ridiculous. It's an atrocity. And they have to care about America and the people of America, not the corporations, not our greatest ally. And we need strong leaders again. Traditionally slow. Love your name. The Red Man. Sorry for the other two. No problem, bro. Big love and respect. Traditionally slow. Life is turning into a WWE storyline. That's facts, bro. Daddy One. In lighter news, my uncle got out of jail recently, clean and sober from wheeling and dealing fent. He's got a girlfriend, baby on the way, a car, and crashing with my grams now. Love for my unk, Brandon. Big love for Unk, man. Hell yeah. I know how hard that shit is, man. That is absolutely amazing. Big love and respect to everybody in the chat who's in recovery. Y'all are fucking rock stars. Tarek, I liked rock. No gayish ever went down. To be honest, I liked anything I could put up my nose or smoke. Anything to get me out of my skin. Glad those days are so far in the past. Isn't it great to wake up and not need anything like that, bro? I wake up and I'm like, a cup of coffee sounds good. It's a good life, man. God has blessed me. Kronos, anyone want to look at AI taking our jobs? I mean, honestly, I think that's fucking inevitable, bro. It's just fucking inevitable at this point. Unless we have some real big shift. Logan, hey, JD, can I join the Wood Chipper clan? Well, we call ourselves the Wood Chipper tribe, brother. We did a vote on that, and everybody liked Wood Chipper tribe better than Wood Chipper clan and Wood Chipper army. But, brother, you're here. You're one of us, man. Big love to you. And Keith said, can you do a video on high school's old athletic director, Brian Sullivan Winchester in Virginia? I will look him up, and I will do that, brother. Thank you. Yo, Bobby Lynn, love you, fam. You and Nate come to Texas. I'm buying you whatever you want. It's funny that you should mention that because me and Nate were just talking the other day about coming to Texas, and we would love to get dinner with you, bro. We would absolutely love to get dinner with you. Big love and respect to you. Thank you for the big super. You guys, I'm going to be doing the regularly scheduled, like what we were talking about, the Mr. Beast Live. But I had to come on here and I had to talk about this because we're midstream and we got this news. And when it comes to like breaking events, we want to know in real time what's happening. We want to look at it, see what we think collectively. I like to bounce things off of you guys. You guys taught me a lot tonight. There was a lot of things that I just didn't know about. So I really appreciate you guys educating me. You guys always do. Traditionally slow. I shoot trad bows and I'm slow. That's about it. Oh, hell yeah. So we will be doing the Mr. Beast Live and we will be looking into all of that. It's like a couple hours worth of material. So I'm not going to do it tonight. We've been on here for 2.5 hours and I'm going to jump off. I love you. Thank you for spending some of your weekend with me. We will definitely be back before Wednesday, but we're going to have our regularly scheduled Wednesday live is the next one that I can tell you for sure when it's going to be. Same time as tonight, and it's Wednesdays and Saturdays. We're going to be going live on a regular every week basis. I love you. I appreciate you. Until the next one, it's always one love, baby. Be good or be good at it.